Hey guys, welcome to the season finale of the NextGen podcast. I am joined by two of my amazing cousins who are also a part of Venus Inspire.
Hello.
Hello, my name is Vasudha
Hello.
Harish.
Wait, guys,
Hi,
I
my
say a
name is
little bit
Samyukta
more.
Parameswaran.
I'm currently working in the asset management department at Larsen and Toubro Energy Hydrocarbon.
Hi, I'm Samyukta Parameswaran. I finished my 5 years law school. Like I've completed my BA LLB, and right now I'm preparing for my masters. So hopefully I get into another good college in December. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
And you guys know me from all the other, I don't know how many episodes that we've done. My name is Meghna. I recently graduated from UCSD and I majored in neurobiology. And I am currently taking a couple gap years just to kind of work. And I currently work super long hours at a hospital. So that's just about me. So let's get into the episode. So on Instagram, we asked you all to give us some questions that we were going to answer. And I have them pulled up, and there's actually quite a few.
Oh,
So, you want to start?
yes,
Okay.
excited. Let's delve into it.
What are some lessons or changes that you are carrying over to season two?
So basically, I would say that that so some of the mental health episodes mainly the attitude of never giving up and being vocal about any issues that I'm facing. Now it's not taking a step back just because of it and moving on with my life like a brave soul, like a brave warrior, I would say.
For me, I think the biggest takeaway was from the diet episode because as I was sick very recently, I have been struggling with my diet. I'm trying to improve my appetite, basically just improve my diet and not gravitate towards foods that are unhealthy for me.
You guys answered the
So
wrong question, but that's okay. Okay, so I'll do the same thing then. So my takeaway from this season, I think, had to be again the mental health episode because I didn't realize that I was not. I growing up, I always thought that I was the only one that always felt like I was never doing enough. And so I have this tendency where I take on more, I add on a lot more to my plate than I can actually possibly handle. And so currently, other than my hospital job, I'm also have seven different jobs too. So again, I take on a lot more than I possibly can, and I didn't realize that I was not the only one. And I kind of just kept that inside, but I realized with the conversation with Asta, I realized wait, I'm not the only one. There's other people that are like that too, that also struggle with it. Because whenever I saw people managing everything, I was like, wait, they do it so flawlessly. Why am I struggling to juggle? So yeah,
Meghna, I think you do more than the two of us combined.
Yes.
no, I think we all do it. I think we all do a lot in our own sense.
You do a lot. You do a lot.
Not at all. So that was the thoughts and takeaways. That was my mom that asked that question. So thank you both. So now going into changes that we want to see in season two. We do have a few couple speakers lined up for season two. That's it. I'm going to reveal about it. So season two is coming out soon, but changes that we want
Yay.
in the next season.
Probably
Vasu,
more
why don't you
about
start?
finance because that we have not touched that topic at all. And I am in the finance field and I would like to learn more about it because I feel like I don't know enough, and I feel like if I even if I work for like 50 years, even if I work for 30 years more, I feel like I will still not know enough because there is a lot in the world of finance and it's always improving. They're always bringing out new stuff, new complicated stuff. So it's it's exciting. It's also daunting in the face of it. So I would really like to learn more about finance.
Shamu, you want to go?
Sorry,
Shamu,
So
do you want
for
to go?
me, when
Tamu.
sure. So for me, I would say I would like to say two changes mainly. So one of them being we can also go to the other niche careers. Like we have covered mental health, we have covered law, we have also covered people who in the fitness areas. But I would like to see the upcoming areas such as designing or maybe journalists or something like that. Maybe the other niche areas that are coming up right now and that need to get importance. I would say getting speakers from those fields so that, we can create more information and more awareness about those fields as well. And as well as in law, right now, I feel that we can delve into even in law, we can delve into new areas. So there are fields like public international law that deals with organizations such as the UN and stuff. As well as there is space law, there is fashion law. So maybe if
Space
possible,
law.
get people from,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's interesting. I've never heard of
space
that.
law covers the space treaties and everything. So
Wow.
maybe get people from
Very
those
interesting.
fields. I would like to see if I can help out in some way by getting speakers because I do know some people, but I don't know if that'd be useful because one of them is a sir. So it's a guy, so I don't
That's
know.
fine. Honestly, we have to get more guys too.
Yes, I'll definitely try connecting with them.
Mm-hmm. So for me, there's actually a lot of changes that I want to see because this was my first. I guess like my this is like kind of like dipping my toes into it. One, as I just mentioned, I want to see more guys. I want to see people in different races. We've done African American, we've done American, we've done Asian, but there's like obviously there's more races to that. I want to like touch on everything. With the way that at least like US in specific, the way that the world is kind of the politics are kind of changing. I want to get like somebody that can one delve into women's health and two, I want somebody to talk about LGBTQ and the current situation under the current political regime. So those are like some things that I would want. And adding on to what like Vasudha and Samyukta said, I also want to get like people in like niche fields. So if you are like in any of these or interested in speaking, we are looking for speakers. Soft launch.
Yes.
I will link the form in the description box. You can also just like DM any of us or like the main Venus Inspire page um, for more questions about it.
Sorry for butting in, but maybe we can try asking Jiju if he'll be a speaker. I mean, he's
Which
an auto
one?
car journalist.
There's like five of
Which
them,
Which
Shama.
Jiju?
Which
Jiju?
one?
Ani's
We have
Jiju.
so many
Yeah,
Jijus.
that's
Which
why I was like, which
Jiju?
one? In my head, I'm trying to go down
An-
the list. I'm like, which one is she talking about?
Anish
Journalism.
Jiju.
Anish
Yeah.
Jiju.
Okay.
Yeah.
For
Auto car
journalism.
journalist, it will be a very different.
True.
And
I want
then
to get
your
Malu too,
criteria of
season
male will
two.
also be
Huh?
you can tick your criteria of male because he's a male.
Ah, true, yeah. How do you define success for the podcast?
I don't want to quantify success by deciding that these many number of viewers and this much money made would probably mean like we are successful. I believe that even if one child or even an adult for that matter sees one of the podcasts and feels inspired or decides that okay this is what I want to do, and maybe I'm in the wrong field, not maybe, is absolutely sure that I'm in the wrong field, and decides that this so and takes the podcast as maybe like a sign to switch into what they want to actually do, I believe is success for the podcast.
You just stole my answer. I had to like think of like something else because I'm like, this is what I was like thinking when I was like reading out the questions, and you just basically just like said it. I was like,
Sorry, Meghu.
okay, let me think. Do you want to go, watch Abu then?
So, again, coming back to the mental health episodes and the dieting episodes, if there's anybody who's I just feel success if there's anybody who's struggling out there with their mental health or maybe with their diet, maybe they feel that, the food that they're eating is not enough, or maybe they have some kind of an eating disorder or something, and they want to get back. They want to get back to being on the right track. Sorry. I don't know how to put it out, but maybe uh try to overcome the disorder basically. So I just feel that if they are able to do it by looking at the mental health episodes, looking at the episode by the dietitian, so I just feel, and if they are able to overcome whatever they're going through, that will be a huge success for me.
I
And
don't
if
have an
they're able
answer
to
to
voice
this
out their
now.
problems.
I don't have an answer now, guys. Okay.
This is a very mental health is a very near and dear topic to Shami, isn't it?
Yes. Um,
Yes.
let me think.
Sorry, Meg.
I was like thinking like something and then Basu stole it. And then I'm like trying to change my thought to the Chabu stole. So basically, all of
So
my ideas are
sorry.
gone. So I'm just going to be the most cliche person and say if somebody can watch, it doesn't matter which episode it is, but if they realize that, they're not alone or their struggle is not alone, or if they want to pursue another like hobby, it's other than their job, which has to do with one of like the fields that we touch on. I want them to like have the freedom to actually pursue that and not be held back in any way. Hey, what will people think? Will I be able to achieve this? Is this even worth it? They should just be able to go through with it without any inhibitions, and I feel like that would be my success, I think. That's the most
That's not
like
a cliche answer. It felt like it came from your heart.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was like that is hey, my phone is frozen. That is kind of like how I feel like that's not how I would define like success. Um, how do you deal with with self-doubt or creative blocks?
God.
I feel like with podcasts, I don't really go through creative blocks or like self-doubt, but I feel it a lot with vlogs, and I feel it a lot with our main channel in general because I feel like even though what we're doing is a great cause, the channel is growing kind of slowly. So please like, comment, subscribe, guys. Um, doing like super like hard launches right now. Um, but I feel like it kind of at some point in time it does like get to you like, hey, like as I mentioned like just now, like, am I doing the right thing? Is this worth it? Is the amount of time that it takes for me to plan an episode, talk to the speaker, connect with the time, do my research because there's a ton of hours that I put in prior to actually recording the episode that it comes like in most of these speakers that I gotten in, I have zero idea. Like with the law, neither do I know anything about law, neither do I know anything about law in India. So it took me like hours of research, TED Talks, YouTube
Right.
videos, scholarly journals, reading through like everything to make myself in such a position to have a free-flowing conversation with them. So sometimes it does like get to you where it's like, am I even doing enough? Or is this a repetitive thing? I don't feel it much with podcasts, but I definitely feel it with the main channel in general and with vlogs. Yeah. In terms of how do I deal with it, I feel like the only way is just to keep going. Like, you should just ignore that side of you because at one point in time you'll look back and be like, I'm grateful and I'm thankful that I actually continued with it and I took that step. You guys?
I completely agree with Meghna. Like, motivation is quite literally the byproduct of action,
Hmm.
which is, I mean, I feel like it is flawed, but it is what it is. Like, you take action, you get motivated, but then the first step to take that action is definitely filled with self doubt and blocks and everything. And I feel like just to go through it, like you said, is the best way. And I don't know any other way around it. So that you have to, like, the best way to avoid a problem. I mean, you can never avoid a problem. You can The best way to get over a problem is to go through it, right? So it's the same with blocks in life.
I would just say that, you're not alone, but you're not the only one facing vlogs. Like, you can just go on YouTube, you can just, even for a vlog. So, some of my vlogs have been from my college days. So, what I did in the start was I just went on YouTube and I just searched a day in the life of a law student because I had no idea how to go ahead with my vlog. So then I just went on YouTube, just searched a day in the life of a law student. I got like a lot of videos. I looked at them and then I was like, oh, this is how I can go ahead with it. And I just took all of those points together, clubbed it together, and made my vlogs.
Who would be your dream guest?
Dead or alive?
Either. Malala.
Malala for me too. Malala. I was just going to say Malala.
MS Subbhalakshmi.
Nice.
I will also not mind getting Prajakta Kohli actually because
Mm-hmm.
she is doing a lot nowadays. She's
Yeah.
going a lot globally, locally, everywhere. So just getting her on our channel to speak will be amazing.
For me, if I were going like second, it'd be like Emma Watson
Oh,
and Michelle Obama.
Yes.
Yeah. What was the most recent advice you received, and do you agree with it? Oh my God.
Advice related to the
advice.
channel.
No, like advice in like general. Like, what was the most recent advice you received, and do you agree with it?
Stop procrastinating, start doing. And even though I hear this a lot, I hate to hear it. And I know it's true, but I still hate to hear it.
Do you want...
Meghna, go ahead. I have to think.
Okay, I have a story, guys.
Yeah.
So other than like, as I mentioned, like other than my job, I'm like involved in like other things. So I do like clinical research for a doctor in New York. So I was like, I've been working for him for maybe like, it's been maybe like 3 years. So I've been like in and out of like New York whenever I have like a vacation. I would always come here and I would work. I don't think I've ever had a vacation that was like more than like 3 or 4 days when I was not working. But anyway, so I like was working for him and I was like actually like a couple weeks ago, and he was like, "I I didn't never to I misread you, or I missed like something like I misunderstood you." Yeah, that was what he said. I misunderstood you, because you seem like the type of person that people don't take seriously. And I'm like, why is that? And he's like, because you're like cheerful and because you don't look your age. Now, granted, I turned 23 in about a month. Okay, I may not look 23, but I am turning 23. That is what my ID says, that is what my passport says, so that is what I am saying too. As for me being cheerful and extroverted, as a person, I'm very introverted. I'm not the first to go and share everything about my life or be like super cheerful or jumpy. That's just not me. So it like I'm usually with that with my group of people. With my cousins, that is how I am. We are literally like monkeys when we're with each other. We're always jumping around everywhere. In a work setting, you're not really like that because you have to be professional, you have to be mature. So I'm a little bit more calm,
Laid back.
laid back. So when you like said that, it started to like get to me because I'm like, is that why like if I like enter a room, people just are like, hey, like yeah, whatever, like she's like here. But so
Meghna,
like
you won't believe it. I received the exact same piece of advice. I have
really?
received this exact same piece of advice from my current boss.
Why
But
are people
he
like this?
added one thing. He added one thing. He's like, but don't lose yourself. If you are a cheerful person, and I'm telling this to you also, if you are a cheerful person, don't there will be 100 people who will think that who will not take you seriously because you are cheerful. You need to even though you tone it down in the workplace, don't let that change you. If you
Hmm.
are inherently a cheerful person, if you are inherently a person who likes to talk to everyone, don't change that just for the sake of those people who judge you. You can be laid back in the office, but do not don't be like that outside of work.
Mm. But like when he said like that is the reason why I'm not taken seriously, I feel like that's where it like hurt. So I was like with him like a couple days back, and I swear to God, I was like a completely different person because I did not smile. I was like nice and kind and everything like that. In his 80s, so I'm like, okay, maybe it's like an old, old school, old thinking mentality. But I was very conscious about my actions or how I was behaving, and you shouldn't be. So yeah, I do not agree with that advice. I don't think that that is why somebody is not taken seriously. I did a lot of like deep thinking. I came home and I cried for like an hour. And then I was like perfectly fine, and then I like thought it through, and I'm like that's not why a person is not taken seriously. Like you could be like 10, but if you have the right thoughts, you could be taken like seriously. All you need is you need to be saying the right thing or what people perceive as the right thing. And your expertise matters. I don't think the way you look or how you are as a person, agree or disagree, I don't think that dictates you.
I mean,
For me, I've got the
being
same
in a
opinion,
corp
but like not too cheerful, but just that I'm very loud. And it's
Mm.
like you're so loud that nobody else can talk around you, nobody else can voice their opinions, it's only you talking. Like you don't even look your age, you completed law, you don't even look like you've completed law because you're so loud, you don't know how to behave in public. I'm like, I don't care. I'm the way I am, and that's okay.
No, but I'll be very honest with you. The way you are really does impact you in corporate. So even though, I mean, I agree that maybe we might have to tone it down a little, but we should really take care that our actual nature doesn't get affected.
No, that's so true.
Yes.
Wait, Shamu, do you have your advice?
No, wait. So it mine is a very general advice. So this is something that people in my profession they hear a lot right from the time you start your law school to the time you retire and you decide that this is enough. Even after you retire, you'll be hearing this. So you just hear this thing that read, like the law knowledge that you have isn't enough. The what you learn in law school isn't enough. You need to learn the outside world as well. You need to imbibe what's happening in the world. You need to read up everything. And I just feel like, I am doing my stuff. I'm reading, I am watching news, I'm reading papers, I'm doing everything now that I'm out of law school. But at some point I feel that I can't know everything that's happening in this world. I mean, that's practically impossible. No human being can ever know everything that's happening in this world. So I just feel that this advice, though it's useful for me and I am working on it, but there's also a limit that I can't reach, and I know it's okay to not reach that limit.
Okay, so the next question. Was there a moment you wanted to include in the podcast, but you didn't? Yes. And that moment was in that mental health episode where I was opening up about my struggles or like my problems. That was something that I did not want to include because as I mentioned, I'm a very introverted person. I don't like sharing inner feelings. I don't mind like discussing their feelings with like somebody else's feelings with that person. But if you're asking me to open up, that's extremely hard for me. And so that was one moment where that's the reason it took me like so long to get that podcast out was because I had two versions. One with me not saying anything and then one with me saying something. I did a random number generator and it said to post the one with me actually saying everything. So that was the one that actually went out. But I was debating it for a very long time. I had multiple pro con lists and I don't know. I'm actually happy with that decision, but that was something that I did not want to include.
I don't actually have anything like that because I was not involved only.
Same, same.
So I mean, you can skip this question for us. I feel like
Yeah.
Okay.
it'll be better.
Okay. Uh, where do you see the podcast going in the next 1 or 2 years?
With the recent
Mr.
upcoming
Beast, yes.
generation and people wanting to branch out, I feel this podcast going miles because it actually gives people perspectives into different careers, the different fields. And I actually feel people seeing these videos and exploring new stuff, exploring new fields. So it will reach miles in 1 or 2 years.
In the future, I really hope that maybe we can the podcast. I mean um, we us as hosts, we can probably get uh, speakers that have a much bigger following, so that we are able to get out so that the message that we want to get out into this world is even pushed further. And yeah, that's it. And
I agree. I'm also somebody driven by extrinsic motivation, so I would love to get the Spotify Creator Award for the podcast because I feel like our podcast is doing like a lot and its main goal is to inspire people. Other than that, I don't do any sponsorships, I don't do any PR, I don't do anything with podcasts. It is just my true feelings. I want to keep podcasts away from the whole PR situation because I don't want to be biased in any way and I don't want to be pushing something out to you guys. So I try to keep it the most unbiased as I can. But yeah, just as Vasudha mentioned, I would love to collab with people with like higher, bigger followings because I feel like people with bigger followings, their impact and their footprint is a lot more too. So I feel like we can branch out a bit. What is one topic you're scared to cover but want to in the future?
probably everything, because literally I feel like
Everything.
everything, because you know just speaking about things or asking questions to people is kind of scary to me. And I'm
Mm.
saying this because I have not hosted at all. So I feel like in the future, if I get to hosting, then it's going to be like a complete it's going to be a huge challenge for me, because I've never done something like this. So literally hosting anything and everything is going to be a challenge for me.
For me, I would say something that I've gone through, like some kind of traumatic amnesia related episodes. If I have to cover, then I don't think I'll be able to talk about it at all. I mean,
Wait, why
I
is that?
don't, because for me to actually put on what I went through and to hear
Mm.
the other person and why did they get into this field and about this whole thing, it will be really difficult.
What is one topic I'm scared? I don't actually know. I think whatever the topic is, like for me, like as Vasudha mentioned, when I was filming that first episode, I was so scared. I did not have this so like this mic setup. It all came for the second episode. I had like nothing. I did not know. I watched like I spent almost about like a week doing my research. I'm like that type of a person before I do my research. So I watched through YouTube videos. I went through like again like TED Talks. I like went through it all. And I still was very, very scared because I'm like so I had a script, which I still actually do. I have a script when I'm introducing the person, and I practice that like 50 times. That when I'm like
I
saying it, it
remember
sounds natural. Huh?
you sent us the script as well. I remember you sent us the
I have a
script as well.
script that literally has like word for word what I have to like say. How do I go from each question to one question? And if there were like random questions in between, like that, I wouldn't count. But literally, I had that script. And I feel like now, to this episode where I did the zero, all I did was I just set up my mic and I have screenshots of the question and I'm like, let's just do it. I feel like I've gotten a lot more confident. Um, which also answers one more question that we got, like how did I like change personally and professionally? I think I've gotten more confident and I've also like learned from a lot of like different like things. So I feel like there's nothing really that I'm like scared of now. Whatever the topic is, whatever knowledge that I have, I can always build on that. So I don't know if there's anything that I'm like scared to cover at all.
Maybe you've come a long way.
I think
Yes.
I have this like 1 year with like podcasting. I think I actually have grown a lot. But yeah, that is like I feel like at this like point, whatever the topic is, whatever it is, we'll get through it, guys. So the last question, and I feel like this kind of like sums the entire season up too. What episode taught you the most about yourself?
2 episodes.
Uh-huh.
Mental health and dieting.
Okay. Wait, why?
Dieting because
Yeah.
my gut is kind of a mess. Mental health mostly because it kind of gave me the strength. It kind of, I feel like, you know, maybe, like you said, I am not alone in my struggles. And it's better to speak out about things than to keep everything bottled up and just burst one day.
Mm.
So if you just burst in like small intervals, it's better than bursting together like an atom bomb one day. And by bursting, I mean just ranting to people, and
Yeah.
in healthy ways, not unhealthy ways.
Which one will you?
For me, again, it would be the mental health episode and the law episode. So the mental health episode, as I kept saying throughout this whole episode, was that I learned to speak up about what I was going through. I learned to put, I learned that it's okay to not be okay. Like the quote
Mm.
goes, it's okay to not be okay. And the law episode, I would say, because I was resonating with whatever work she has done throughout her learning experience and her working experience. I feel it's very similar to what we as law students also go through, like researching cases, reading through files, accompanying law advocates to like courts, hearing those cases, everything. I just completely resonated with her. So I just vibed with her, as you would say.
For me, it's actually I have three, which is crazy because there's only six episodes. I'm saying half of them were my like top ones. I think mental health, obviously, diet, because I struggle with keeping up with a diet, and also I get these like sudden bursts of I need something sweet. So I will go out at 11 in the night and I will go get something sweet, which I don't actually need, but I still like do it. So it wasn't like, hey, I shouldn't like curb it completely. You should try to like control it. Because I can go through an entire jug of ice cream in one day, but you that is not the point. You're supposed to control it, you shouldn't curb it completely. Um, and the third I think was a research, which I don't think they actually mentioned the research one. I feel like that was very interesting for me because coming from a bio like aspect and like having some experience with research, it was very interesting to see how Pfizer, one of like the leading world leading biopharma company does when it comes to research. So that was like very interesting to get that other side of it. But yeah, that being said, all of my episodes that I've done are my favorites. I have major takeaways from all of them. I've learned a lot of them, a lot of things from all of them. So, any last thoughts, guys?
I would just like to say I'm
We
excited for the next season to see who are the new guests we're going to get on board with us.
Coming soon, guys. What's any takeaways?
will steam ahead, and then hopefully we achieve success in the future.
Yes, fingers crossed, guys. And as always, thank you guys for the support. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. And if you haven't already, all of our podcasts are linked on YouTube and Spotify. So go check them out, guys, and stay tuned for season two. Thank you all. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.